Pamela Byers. Welcome to my Grassroots Yoga channel. We're going to start some mom and baby yoga, and we're just going to incorporate a little bit of different yoga poses in here. We have babies, but we don't really want to put the babies on social media. So what I'm doing is, this is going to be the baby. So when we do poses with baby, I'll be using this. Also, if you have a block, it might be good to use a block in case you need a block for some of the balancing poses. So you can have a block. Here's a block for you, Mama. And here's a block for you, whichever one you want. That one. I'm sorry, the dog got that. It's fine. Or you can use this one, or if you want. You can use this one. And then we'll use blocks to incorporate in case we need for our balancing poses. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and come to the mat. We're going to come to a seat, and we're going to just get started here. We're going to get grounded on our mat. So sit in our seated meditation, and we're just going to take a deep breath in through our nose. Open your mouth and just sigh it all out. Just arrive here on your mat, arrive here in your body on the day that is today. Take another deep breath in. I gave you one of my cards, sir. Sweet. Inhale through the nose and open our mouth and sigh it all out. So we want to go ahead and feel our breath. When we breathe in, we're going to feel the breath in the back of our throat. And you're going to breathe in and out. When we start our poses, we're going to be breathing in and out through our nose. So take a deep breath in and breathe out. You're going to feel that breath in the back of your throat, and you want to feel it in your lungs. So one more deep breath in. Maybe put your hands on your rib cage. Feel your breath as it goes into your body. Fill up the back of your lungs and breathe out. We're going to take a deep breath in, bring our hands high over our head. Inhale. And exhale, bring our hands down to the mat. Take an inhale here. And exhale. Take another breath in, hands high in prayer. And exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. We're just going to get started with some upper body work. So on an inhale, we're going to bring our right arm up high and our left arm to the mat. We're going to really reach up. If you have a lot of flexibility, maybe you can come down to your elbow. You don't have to. We're really opening up our side here. Take a few breaths here. Inhale. The most important thing is to try to keep your hips grounded on the mat when you're doing this. Exhale. Take an inhale and really reach. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our hand back to the mat. We're going to bring our left arm up high as we take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to reach over to the right with our left side. Just reach. Really open up that left lung. Take a deep breath into that left lung, fill it up. And exhale. 2 more deep breaths. You can come down to your forearm if you want. A bit deeper stretch. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our hands back down to the mat. So if we have our babies with us, you can have your baby on front of you in the mat or on a blanket next to you. And if you have baby with you, make sure you're making eye contact and tickling baby and talking to baby and telling baby what we're doing, because one day baby's going to be my yoga student. So now we're going to come to our knees, our hands and knees. We're going to come to tabletop to start here. So on an inhale, we're going to drop our belly and lift our chin for cow pose. And if we have baby, we would say moo, baby. round your spine and pull your pelvis in, tuck your pelvis in, navel pulls in, chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And if you have baby, you can say meow.
Meow.
Inhale or not, yeah. If you don't have baby, you can still say meow. And moo as we open up the cow. And exhale, cat. On our next inhale, we're going to come on back and meet in tabletop. And we're going to come into child's pose. So bring your big toes together and your knees as wide as the mat. And you're just going to draw your hips back to your heels. Maybe your arms come out nice and long on the mat. And you can stay like this and really stretch your arms out. If you want, you can bring your hands behind you and grab your heels. We're going to take about 3 breaths here in child's pose. Take an inhale, really fill up your lungs. And exhale. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. And if you have baby, you can tickle baby while you're in child's pose. As we're in child's pose, see if you can find an intention for today's practice. Maybe your intention is to find inner peace. Maybe your intention is to get your body awake and moving. Just find an intention for your practice. Maybe it's to start your yoga journey today. On your next exhale, if your hands aren't long in front of you, bring them out long enough on the mat. On your inhale, we're going to come up to tabletop. On our exhale, we're going to come into our first downward dog. So lift your hips up and back, and your feet are as wide as your hips on the mat here. Your heels do not have to come to the mat. You can bend your knees and really lift your hips up, lengthen that spine. Your index fingers are pressing into the mat to give you some balance here. Maybe you want to walk your dog out. We'll take a few breaths here in down dog. Make sure you pull your navel up and in, shoulders away from your ears, and really stretch your hips back. Lengthen that spine. We can exhale. Take a nice deep inhale here. And make sure you're looking at baby if you have baby, tickle baby, cocktail baby. As we're taking our next inhale, see if you can focus on a point in the back of your mat. You want to focus your mind when you're doing your yoga and your breathing. So you focus maybe on a spot in between your feet in the back of your mat. On our next inhale, we're going to come high on our toes. Exhale, soften your knees, and tickle baby as we walk up to the top of the mat. Our feet are hip-width distance. We're going to come into ragdoll pose. So we're just going to dangle here, grab opposite hands to opposite elbows, and just dangle. Maybe gaze at the tip of your nose here. You can rock your hips side to side with your torso up and back. Take a few breaths here in ragdoll. Maybe if you'd like, you can bring your hands behind you and interlace your fingers and really open up your arms here. Take an inhale here and kind of do a halfway lift. And as you exhale, fold a little bit deeper into the pose. We're just really stretching out and getting warmed up. And if baby's with you, make sure you're making eye contact. And say, hi baby, I love you. Mommy and baby are doing yoga today. We have to take care of ourselves. No one else is going to do it for you. You must take care of your own self so that you can be there for the people that you love. and the people who depend on you. On your next exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat, and we're going to heel toe our feet together. On an inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift, so pull your belly up and in and hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold, let your head dangle. On an inhale, we're going to push through our heels and come up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Hands high over your head in prayer, and see if you can look at your thumbs. Press your palms together and get a little back bend here in your lower back. Give that lower back some love. This is sun salutation A. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold over baby, over our toes. On an inhale, bring your hands to shins, halfway lift. Pull that belly up and in. Really lengthen your spine. So draw your tail and your crown nice and long away from each other. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. And go ahead and we're going to step back to a high plank here. And if baby is below you, make sure you're making eye contact, talking to baby. On an exhale, we're going to bring our knees to the mat. And we're going to do opposite hand and opposite leg stretches. So on our inhale, we're going to bring our right arm out and our left leg out. Exhale, bring them back to the mat. We're just getting warmed up now. Inhale, left arm out and right leg. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, opposite arm and opposite leg. Exhale, back. Inhale, out. Exhale, back. Inhale, out. Really stretch your arm and your leg really, really far away from each other. Exhale, come back in. Inhale, left arm out, right leg out. Exhale, in. We're going to do 2 more each side. So right arm and left leg, inhale. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, left arm and right leg. Exhale, back to the mat. Last one, really make it count. Inhale, really stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, back. Inhale, stretch. We're really getting warmed up here. And exhale, bring that back to the mat. On an inhale, we're going to go ahead and we're going to push back to down dog. We're going to take about 3 breaths here in down dog. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. As we move through the practice, maybe your heels can come to the mat a little bit. And if you're with baby and you need to give baby passy or pick baby up at any time, do that. And always tell baby what we're doing. On your next inhale, we're going to come high on our toes. Exhale, soften your knees, and we're going to step to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, belly up and in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And if baby's between your feet can be hip width distance. If baby's in front of you, bring your feet together. On an inhale, we're going to come up to chair pose. So biceps at your ears and your hands are facing each other. You want to make sure that your knees are lined up. So if one knee's jutting out, just pop it back so that they're in alignment. Pull your belly up and in, shoulders down your back, and pretend like the lower back is pressing into a wall. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Take an inhale. As you're breathing in here, see if you can find your drishti, your point of focus, about 4 feet in front of you on the ground. And exhale, sit down a little deeper. So inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale. Breathing in and out through your nose. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. exhale. This time as you exhale, we're going to bring our arms out long in front of us for the last 2 breaths. Really pull your arms out long. Inhale. Pull that belly up and in. Exhale. A little deeper in your seat. One more inhale. And exhale here, we're going to forward fold. Just fold forward. I'll just dangle here for a minute. On an inhale, come to halfway lift, hands to shins or fingertips to the mat. Exhale, we're going to step back to a high plank. And we're looking at baby. Tickle baby. If you can, as you exhale, we're coming into chaturanga. So low plank. Elbows raise the waist. If you can't do that, you can meet us in down dog. If you're in chaturanga, come up to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And make sure we're looking at baby. Inhale. And exhale. And the next inhale, we're going to come into 3-legged dog. So bring that right leg high. Take an inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take an inhale. And this time as you exhale, we're going to bring our right foot up and through to the top of the mat. We're going to keep our left heel up, and we're going to come into crescent lunge on the right. So biceps by your ears, shoulders down your back. We'll take about 5 breaths here in crescent. Inhale. And if baby's with you, make sure you're making eye contact with baby, talking to baby. Take an inhale. And exhale. Take 3 more breaths here on your own. Fill up your lungs. Breathing in and out through your nose. Hear the breath in the back of your throat. Last breath. And exhale, we're going to bring our hands to heart center, and we're going to bring our back knee down to the mat. You can bring the toes to rest on the back of the mat if that gives you more stability. And you can always walk your right foot over to the side a little for more stability if you need to. Place your hands on top of your right thigh, shoulders down your back and belly up and in. And we're just going to go ahead and really feel the stretch here in that left hip flexor in front of our left hip. We're going to take an inhale, bring your hands high over your head. Hello, talk to baby. And as you exhale here, we're going to bring our hands to the mat. And we're going to come into just a kind of a forward lunge here. So straighten both knees. Exhale, bring that hand back to the mat. Hands high over your head. And exhale. Straighten your knees out. Bend over that front knee. One more inhale here. Really stretch that hip flexor out on the left. And exhale, hands to the mat. Straighten out your knees, forward fold. On an inhale, we're going to bring our hands to the mat. And we're going to step back to high plank. So exhale. Really push the floor away. Take an inhale here. Lengthen the spine. Pull the belly up and in. And exhale. We're going to come back to downward dog. Take 3 breaths here in down dog. If you ever need a break, you can always come to child's pose. This is not a competition in yoga. It's not about how you look, it's about how you feel. One more deep breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to bring our left foot high this time. We're going to take a few breaths in three-legged dog on the left. On your next exhale, we're going to bring that left foot up and place it on the top of the mat. The back toes are on the mat with the heel elevated. We're coming into crescent lunge on the left. Moms and dads and everybody, the babies, we're going to bring our crescent lunge, those biceps up to our ears. And make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle. If baby's on the mat, you can talk to baby. If you need to take a break to take care of baby. Take 4 more deep breaths here in crescent. Pull that belly up and in. As you exhale, we're going to bring our hands to our heart center. And we're going to bring our back knee to the mat and our hands to the mat. We're just going to do some lunges, and we're going to lunge over our front leg here, but first we're going to work on our hip flexor on the right, so really stretch that hip flexor out, maybe bring your hands high, stretch, get a little back bend here as you inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands to the mat, back foot comes to the mat, and we're going to forward fold over that front knee, like a triangle here, or pyramid. We're in pyramid pose now. Take an inhale, bring that knee to the mat, hands high over your head. Exhale, straighten that knee out, forward fold over that front knee. Last one, inhale, knee to the mat, really stretch that hip flexor. Exhale, hands to the mat, stretch that back leg straight. And exhale, we're going to bring our hands to the mat this time, and we're going to step back to a high plank, pull the belly up and in, and maybe come into down dog, or if you need to come into child's pose for a break, you can do that too. All right, babies, we're going to get you involved now. So this is my baby, because the babies don't want to be on camera. So on our next inhale, bring your right leg high for three-legged dog. Exhale, we're going to step up here on the mat, and baby's on the mat with us here. And we're going to take an inhale. We're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. So biceps out your ears, and that back foot, you're going to rotate to a 60-degree angle. The heels are in alignment, and the hips are square to the front of the mat. Make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle over that front ankle. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to open up to Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. You're going to really stretch over that front arm, stretch both your arms away from each other. You want your torso in alignment over your hips. And find your drishti over your front middle finger. Take a deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we're going to straighten our front leg. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to pick baby up. We're going to pick baby up if you have baby, and we're going to put baby on our left arm. And we're going to come back in on our exhale into a Warrior 2 again. You can hold baby, or if you want to bring your right arm out. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure you have the stability to hold baby. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to grab baby, straighten our front knee if you have the stability, and we're going to bring ourselves to the mat here. If you don't have baby, you can just come down. On your inhale, we're going to grab baby, and we're going to come into warrior two again. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Make sure you have a 90-degree angle if you can in that front knee. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. We're going to straighten that knee. Grab baby, and we're going to bring baby to the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring that front, we're going to come around to the front of the mat and bring that right foot, the toes pointing forward, and bring that left, or that right foot back behind us. And baby, bring baby between you on the top of the mat. Exhale, we're going to come to tabletop. Take an inhale, push the ground away. And exhale, roll over your toes for downward dog. Take one breath here in down dog. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, we're coming into 3-legged dog on the left. As you exhale, we're going to step through here. And we're going to come into a warrior one here on the left. So back foot is at a 60-degree angle. As you exhale, you're going to open up to the long end of the mat for warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. We're going to get ready to pick baby up, but we're just going to do a few breaths here in warrior two. Inhale. And exhale, maybe sink a little deeper. Inhale. The nice edge of the back foot is pressing into the mat. Exhale. One more breath, really pull your arms away from each other. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and straighten that front knee. And we're going to grab baby. And we're going to bring baby up between our legs here. And on our inhale, we're going to pull baby up. And maybe cradle baby in our right arm. And we're going to go ahead and on our exhale, we're going to come into warrior two here on the left. So 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. If you need both arms to cradle baby, use both arms. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to go ahead and straighten our front knee and come down to the mat here. Bring baby down. Now, on our next inhale, grab baby, and we're going to come up to warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, you can bring your arm out long if you want. You're going to take 3 breaths here. And go ahead, on your 3rd exhale, we're going to straighten our front leg and gently bring baby to the mat. And bring baby, if you can, up to the top of the mat. We're going to go ahead and adjust our back foot. And bring our hands to the mat and step back for a high plank. If you want to challenge yourself, you can do chaturanga or you can meet in down dog. So on your exhale, come down to a low plank, which is chaturanga. On your inhale, upward facing dog. So press to the tops of your feet, lift out of your lower back, shoulders away from your ears. On your exhale, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. On your exhale, we're going to go ahead and come to tabletop. And if baby's in front of you, you can give baby a kiss. And we're going to go ahead and cross our ankles behind us. And we're going to come to a seat now. We're going to bring our feet together. And you can bring baby up here with you if you want. We're coming into butterfly. So bring the bottoms of your feet together. If you want baby up with you. And we're just going to go ahead and take a nice deep breath here as we inhale. Just really lengthen your spine. I like to put my hands behind me and fingers facing forward. Just really get a nice long spine. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and hinge at our hips. Now you can bring your hands out long in front of you. Take an inhale. You're feeling this stretch in your inner groin, your lower back, and your outer hips. Exhale. 2 more breaths. And on your exhale, we're going to go ahead and bring our legs out long in front of us. And if you have baby, you can put baby between your legs. Always tell baby what we're doing and make eye contact. On an inhale, bring your hands high, pull your belly up and in. As you exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward over your legs into caterpillar pose. We're going to feel this stretch in our hamstrings and our calves and the bottoms of our feet, our lower back. This is such a good stretch for our whole back side of our body. As you inhale, see if you can draw the tail and the crown away from each other, the navel up and in. As you exhale, see if you can sink a little deeper and just relax your head and your shoulders and your neck. Always if you need to take a break with baby, take your break that you need. Baby's the boss. One more breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to walk up nice and easy, one vertebrae at a time. And then you can leave baby where baby is. We're going to come into our bridge. So we're going to go ahead and come to our lower back here. We're going to lie down on our back. Our feet are at the mat and our knees are to the ceiling or the sky. And maybe you can touch the backs of your heels. Baby's on the mat between your legs. Make sure baby is safe. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our hips up to the sky. Interlace your fingers under your back. And roll your shoulders under your back. Always make sure you have a healthy air pocket between your neck and the mat. On an inhale, go ahead and lift those thighs a little higher. On your exhale, see if you can pretend like you're squeezing an invisible block between your knees. And inhale. Exhale here, moms and dads and everybody. And babies. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale, see if you can lift it up a little bit more. As you exhale here, we're going to go ahead and come on down to our back. Roll down one vertebrae at a time, just like it's a nice little massage for your spine. So if baby is on the mat, on your next inhale, you can bring your knees up to your chest and give yourself a hug. On your exhale, we're going to bring our feet to the sky. And we're going to be very careful because we're going to do some ab work now. So be very careful with baby on the mat. You can bring your hands under your hips if that feels better. On an inhale, really stretch your feet, flex your feet. As you exhale, we're going to drop our legs and our feet to 60 degrees. We're going to take an inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to drop our feet just above baby to 30 degrees. And go ahead and peek at your toes. We're going to count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in. Inhale. Bring the legs up. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to come back down to 60 degrees. Take an inhale. And exhale, bring it down to 30. And this time we're going to do swim kicks for 10, 9, keep at your toes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, knees in, legs up. Exhale, 60 degrees, take an inhale. Exhale, 30 degrees, and we're going to do 10 scissor kicks for peek at your toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Knees into our chest and give yourself a hug. Just head comes up off the mat. Just give yourself some love. God knows you deserve it. As you exhale, bring your head back to the mat. And on our inhale, we're going to bring our feet up to the sky. We're going to do waterfall here. So for about 10 breaths, we're going to be in waterfall. Waterfall is so, so good for your body. It's such a wonderful way to drain all the toxins out of your body because your hips, your glutes, your thighs are the largest muscles in your body, and they hold on to all the toxins. So this drains all those out of your body. This is a good one to do at home. You can do this for as long as 10 minutes at home with your legs up the wall. This is a wonderful pose to relieve anxiety. And it's a great pose to do right before you go to bed, too. It helps you sleep at night. You have to drink a lot of water after your yoga pose. After yoga, because yoga does get all the toxins out of your body. But you have to drink the water to flush them out.
A baby waterfall.
Yeah. Babies do those waterfalls sometimes. Wonderful babies. Moving on love. Counting your toes. Now if you are in waterfall, you can also have baby on your belly now. And this is a good time for baby to get some tummy time. And we have to tell baby, you have to have tummy time so you can develop those strong neck muscles. So when you get older, you can tell mommy, no. Huh.
Baby's already
yes.
doing that.
Baby's in control.
Go ahead and exhale, and you can bring your knees to chest. And if baby's on your chest, see if you can come out to happy baby. So you're going to go ahead and grab the inner arches of your feet, or you can use your peace fingers to grab your big toes. You can rock side to side if you want. Just be careful if baby's on your belly. On our next inhale, we're going to bring our knees back together and back into our chest. And if baby's on your belly, you can just gently bring your knees stacked and your ankles stacked over to the right as far as you can without baby coming off your belly. And bring both arms out, or your left arm out like wing, maybe like a wing or a goalpost. Maybe you need to hold baby onto your belly with your right arm. We're just going to see if you can't get that left shoulder as close to the ground as possible. You can gaze over your left shoulder. You can gaze up to the sky, the ceiling, or if it's most comfortable, you can even gaze in the direction of your knees. Take 5 breaths here, and this is supine spinal twist. Just giving our bodies and our lower back, our spine some love. In your next exhale, go ahead. See if you can bring your knees back into the middle. And if you want to give yourself a knee hug here, you can reset that spine. And just let your knees and ankles stay stacked. Gently come over to the left. Maybe if you don't have baby on your belly, you can bring that left hand on your outer knee. That right arm goes out like a wing or a goalpost. Just try to get that right shoulder as close to the ground as possible. And wherever your head and neck feels comfortable, leave it there for 5 breaths. As you breathe in, feel that expansion in the lower back. Give that lower back some love. On your next exhale, we're going to go ahead and bring our knees back into our chest. And as we exhale, we're going to come into Shavasana. So if you can bring baby on top of your tummy here, and let baby be on their tummy. It's yoga time for baby now, so baby can get their tummy time. And we're just going to bring, if you want to hold on to baby, if you have baby lying next to you, you can just bring your arms out by your side, your hands facing up, about a foot away from your torso. Let your feet just fall open a little bit more than hip width distance. Take a deep breath in here. Open your mouth and just sigh it all out. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. And as you sigh it out, just see if you can relax your forehead here. Relax your jaw. Shavasana. Allow your body to just soak up all the fresh, clear energy and the new, clean oxygen you created in your body. Your next exhale, just feel all the tension in your body draining out of your body and down into the ground. Just let it all go. As you inhale, see if you can focus on your heart, where it's at in your body, and just feel the love in your heart. Feel the love in your heart and just let it radiate out of your heart to every cell in your body. Next exhale, go ahead and bring your feet to the mat. And come over onto your left or your right side. If baby's on your belly, you can just rock and roll your way up. If baby's lying next to you or on the mat, use your bicep as a pillow. And just pause for a moment before we come into seated meditation. Honor the pause. On your inhale, we're going to come up to seated meditation. Nice and easy. Take a deep breath in here. is. Exhale. Everything we do here on the mat is in the name of God. We thank God for this beautiful day and for all the blessings we have and for our health and the ability to come here today on our mat. I wish all of you love and peace, prosperity, health and joy for many, many years to come. Namaste.
Namaste.
And don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thank you guys.
Good job.
No, thanks, man. All right. Hi. Thanks for joining. I'll be here tomorrow at Howland Park at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you can't join me here, I'll have another live feed. So I hope you can join me one way or the other, and I'll see you next time on the mat. Have a good day. Namaste.